Hey, somebody's here. Nyla's here. That's good.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good. And Betsy and Jocelyn. That's encouraging. I'll wait a couple minutes and see who else shows up, and we'll go from there. Ira.
Hey, Mr. Zellman.
Yes, ma'am.
Haley said that she had a family emergency and she wouldn't be able to come today.
Okay. Just direct her to the Weebly site, and sometime probably in the next, like, a little around 3, I'll probably have it posted if everything works out all right.
Okay, I'll tell her.
Okay. We're up to 6. I think we'll go ahead and get started. Did any of y'all see the email that I sent out yesterday? Or not yesterday, 2 days ago?
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Are there any of the 6 of you at the moment who are having trouble logging into AP Classroom or anything like that?
No.
No.
Okay, good. Because I know Nyla, Betsy, David's here, Jocelyn's here too. Yeah, you've all done stuff online, assignment-wise. Let's see. The big thing is they had like an online informational presentation last night. There was like a few different speakers talking about different parts of how like the exam is going to be logged into and things like that. So that's why the first thing I asked was if you guys can get into AP Classroom okay, because that my AP thing that you log into, that's where your exam is going to be loaded on May 21st. And they're going to have a demo set up for you so you can practice how to log in and all that. Because what's going to happen is on the test day, they're going to ask you security questions about you to make sure it's you actually taking the test. And so if you show up and log into the test at 2 o'clock on the 21st, you know, that's going to eat into your time that you have to submit the question. So what they're suggesting you do is to not wait until 2 o'clock, but to log in around 1:30 and make sure you can get through the security thing. Have any of you guys ever been on a plane?
Yes.
Okay. So David, how long ago has it been?
Since 5th grade. So
But old enough that you can remember it, right?
yeah.
And you know you don't just show up to the airport 5 minutes before the plane takes off, right?
Yeah.
Because you ain't getting on that plane. It's the same, it's the same idea with this AP exam. You want to get there about half an hour before 2 o'clock so you can log in, get through the security check like you go through at an airport, and then you'll get in, and then you'll be able to have the full 45 minutes to actually work on the prompt. Basically, they let us know there's 3 ways you can handle it. I think the first way is easiest. If you've got a laptop or a desktop, is to have 2 window browsers open like side by side. You guys know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have them open next to each other, and in the one window on the one side, you open up a blank Google document, and at the top of the page, you would put your AP ID, which is on that home page that they're going to give you with the ticket and all that, and your initials. You put that at the top of a Google Doc, and that way it'll automatically save. So if something, you don't have to really worry about attaching anything. So you type everything in that window, and then when you're finished, you copy it and you paste it into the AP browser window, and that's the fastest way to upload it. Because what they'll do is they'll say you have 5 minutes to submit your response, and that's when you should, and the numbers will turn from black to red as kind of like a warning to you, and that's when you want to stop typing whatever it is you're typing, copy that from Google Docs and paste it into the AP browser and submit, and that should take less than 5 minutes and you should be okay. If you keep typing, then you're risking not being able to submit it, because what the big thing they were saying last night is they're worried that people are going to keep typing and wait till there's like 30 seconds to go. They'll try to click submit and it won't process, and then you've wasted the whole thing. They don't expect a whole lot of people to finish the prompt in 45 minutes. They expect that there are going to be people who will, like get half or most of the way through it, but not quite finish, and they'll still get 5s. They tried to make that pretty clear. And so, if you get even half of a good DBQ, go ahead, submit it with the 5-minute mark, and if you hit enough of the rubric, your chances of getting a 3 are still pretty decent. One of the things that I've been worried about a little bit more as each day goes on is the fact that I've only had 5 people do any of these exercises on College Board, and I'm talking to 4 of them today. So, I mean, it's hard to practice for a DBQ if you're not doing a DBQ. It's like, if you're in sports and you got the championship game or in the playoffs coming up and you haven't played in 2 months and you expect to show up and just knock it out, it's probably not going to work. You guys need to do those DBQs. I have timed them as long as the thing is so I can grade them on the rubric that they're going to be using. Like I said, they're going to load up a demo on May 4th. I think it's May 4th. Yeah, it is May 4th. On May 4th, they're going to load up a demo. It's going to have 5 documents just like the one you're going to have. It's going to be based on that modified rubric so I can go ahead and go through it with you guys. But like I said, it's not going to work if you guys don't put in your end of it. There's a couple of other things they went over. They understand that, like, what they're wanting to do is, they know that a lot of you guys have, tenuous internet connections. So what they suggested to you guys to do is when you take this thing on the 21st, you guys know what's the quietest part of your house, or like if you got 5 brothers and sisters and it's always loud and crazy, maybe go to a car and turn on the air conditioning or something, have it close enough so the Wi-Fi connects, but, find a quiet place as you can. And, you can threaten or whatever you want to do, whatever it takes to say, hey, you do not need to be on the internet. Stay off the Wi-Fi on your Fortnite game. Don't be watching Netflix on the smart TV and using the bandwidth, because you're going to need the bandwidth for about an hour and a half or so. If your computer like flat dies on you, or your little brother runs in and spills milk on it or something like that, they've got a makeup request you can do, but that's like a last resort kind of thing. And if you did that, your makeup wouldn't be until June 4th. And I don't think any of you guys would want to do a test in June. I wouldn't want to do a test in June. So, make sure you do this one correctly. They're going to basically process your exam within a couple of weeks. They'll have like a early preliminary score, and then I'll look it over, and they might let me do something with it, but they're not sure yet. So give this the best shot that you can. If you aren't using a laptop or a desktop, they say it's going to suck, but it's doable. You're going to need your smartphone, and then the best way to do it on a smartphone is to write it on paper. And then, but what's going to suck is you're going to have to scroll on the smartphone up and down to go through the prompt and go through the documents. So if you do have a laptop or a desktop, that would be best. But if you've got a smartphone, you're going to be scrolling back and forth. You're going to write on regular lined paper, 8.5 by 11. You still write APID at the top, your initials and a page number, and you're going to take one picture per shot. Like, don't try to zoom back and do 2 pages in one picture. But each picture, you're going to hold this way and make sure you get the whole thing of the paper. Don't do it this way. Like, I've had some of you guys in this class give me assignments this way, and College Board ain't going to take that. Has to be straight up like this, 1 page per picture. You can take up to 5 pictures, but it'll probably take no more than 2. If you're banging out 5 pages in 45 minutes, I don't know what you're on, but I need some. And then you attach each page separately to the AP site, and then you click submit when you're done, because that's going to take you longer. That's another reason why they are advising you, if you can, use a laptop or a desktop, because you don't want to be logged out halfway through the upload process, especially if you got 3 or 4 or 5 pages. Trying to see if there's anything else big I'm looking at. They're going to send you your login ticket 2 days before the test. So look for that login ticket by email around the 19th, definitely by the 20th. If you don't get it emailed, you can just log into AP Classroom or your MyAP account, and it should pop up there. There should be a login ticket. If you've got a printer, print it out and keep it somewhere where you know it's going to be. If you don't have a printer, then write it down, write that AP ID down somewhere. You'll need that in case you want to look up your score. You'll also need that in case some emergency happens, or anything like that. Trying to think, what else did they say? Yeah, I told you guys, watch the bandwidth. Oh, do not refresh your browser when you're checking in or going through security, because then you'd have to start over. When you submit your work, it might take a while to process. Keep in mind, everybody in the world is taking the AP World exam at exactly the same time. So the California kids got to take it at 11 in the morning, and the kids in Britain got to take it at 7 in the evening. And so everybody's going to hit that server when they hit submit at the same time. So it might take a minute or 2 or 3 to load and process. Don't give up. Just let it do its thing. Don't hit refresh. Don't hit back, or it might jack up your submission. Wait for the confirmation page to come through. If it never shows up, then you need to let me know that ASAP, so we can request you to do the makeup test in June. But I really don't want that to happen, and I hope you guys don't either. Those are the main things that I picked up last night. There is a College Board page that they have like an info thing on. I'm going to type that in the chat box. So you guys, if you want to write it down or take a picture of it or what have you, you can have it. And I just put that in there. That's all I can think about at this very minute. Are there any questions that any of you guys have?
No.
Okay. That was a lot to take in. I wrote all that stuff down.
So where's the test going to take place?
When?
No, where? Like what page or something?
What page?
Right. Is it going to be on College Board?
Yeah, it's going to be on your MyAP page. When you log in, that's where it's going to be.
Oh, okay.
They're going to send you a AP admissions ticket. Like, if I know you guys are too young, you haven't done it yet, but like when you go to take like an SAT test, they give you a ticket, and you have to show them the ticket to get into the testing area. They're going to put in your AP profile page, whatever you want to call it, a ticket. And that AP ticket's going to have a number unique to you and unique to this test. And so when you log into the test that day, you're going to need that ticket with that number. They're going to ask you to enter it in before they get into all the security questions. And like I said, they're going to put that ticket up there either on the 19th or definitely by the 20th. So on the 19th or the 20th, I would try to either print that out or write that number down somewhere and keep it like with your laptop, so you're not looking for it, you know, at 1:30 on the 21st. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, yeah. So, just to make sure, we don't have to come into class on that day.
No, the Roy Cooper last Friday closed schools through the rest of the year.
No, I'm talking about online class because we have online class with you on Thursday
Oh,
at 1.
oh, well, you're talking about on exam day?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a Thursday. I wrote it down as a Tuesday. That's my fault. So thank you for telling me that. Let me fix that. No, I'm not going to be having class because, like you said, I expect you all to be taking that test. And remember, if you don't take the test, then you're not going to get AP credit for the course. You're going to get honors credit instead, which is, going to be weighted less on your GPA. Some of you guys got A's in this class, and I would rather have a 5 in my GPA than a 4.5 because that's what's going to happen if you don't take the test. Some of you, if you got a 1, like I got kids who are going to have like 62s, but if they take the exam, it's going to count like it's a C. So instead of a D. And so, you want to take advantage of that and take the AP exam if at all humanly possible and get that AP credit and try to get that college credit. Cause if you get a 3, 4, or 5, they're going to hook you up in any public university in this state with college credit. And I got some bozo trying to call me. And I got a new phone, and I don't know what the reject way is. So maybe I can shut it up that way. There we go. Fun times. Anything else?
I have a question.
Yes,
Okay, I feel like you already answered this like in previous class,
that's
but
fine.
for classes that are year round,
Mm-hmm.
will they be grading the first semester or the second, like our third quarter?
Yeah, so what I did earlier this week, over the last several days, I made up a spreadsheet. And what it is for year-long courses, they have to start with your semester 1 grade. So, like, let's say I'm looking at somebody, they got a 64 for the semester 1 grade. Okay. If they didn't do anything for quarter 3 or quarter 4, they're going to pass AP World History because of that semester 1 grade. But if their semester 1 grade let me back up. If their semester 1 grade is improved by quarter 3 or quarter 4, those grades can be used to boost the quarter 1 grade. You see, like I'm looking at this 64 for quarter 1, and that person in quarter 3 got a 69, and that person in quarter 4 did all 7 of the homework assignments, and so that person got 100. And so that person had a 64 for semester 1, but overall they got a 74. And if that 74 helps their GPA, they can choose to have the 74 or the 64 if it helps. But I mean, the 74 is higher, right? They can choose to take the score that helps them with their GPA if it does help. If it doesn't, if none of those scores helps their GPA, then they can ask to not have their number grade count. They would get what's called a PC19 put on the transcript, which means they passed the course, and C19s for COVID-19, like, hey, we didn't get to finish the class because of this, and we don't want to punish the kid, and so we're going to give them a pass, but it won't help or hurt their GPA. They just get credit. So I've got about 6 or 7 kids who fit that description, and I've got about the same amount of kids who have done enough work since we've been out of school whose grade has actually come up from semester 1. And I would advise them to take that higher overall grade for all 4 quarters. Some of them, it's best to take the quarter 3 grade and ignore quarter 4. I've still got 3 kids who are failing the class, but they won't put an F on their report card if they don't get it up high enough. they'll just put withdraw COVID-19. And if they want to take the course again, they can. If they don't, then it doesn't hurt their GPA. It's just like the course never happened.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I had to lay it out on a spreadsheet or else I wouldn't be able to keep up with it. It's complicated. Especially for the year-long classes, because you got 4 different possibilities that you can look at. You got the semester 1 grade you can take. You got quarter 3 grade you can take. Factored in, you got all 4 quarters you can use if that helps, or you can take the PC 19 or the withdraw 19. So there's a lot of different ways a year-long class can go. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, if we're sure we're good, because we got half an hour if you want it, but if we're good for now, just what I would encourage you to do is to keep watching those AP YouTube videos that they have up for us to, kind of keep yourself refreshed on the material. Because if you're stale on the material, it's going to blow you up. So you want to stay as fresh with that as you can by watching those videos and browsing over your notes from time to time. And then do those exercises that I have up on AP Classroom. And, ask questions if you need to. Pop in like this to ask any questions you have. I've got office hours today at 3. If you have anything that you think of that you want to ask in a video chat that you're just not remembering at the moment. So, just keep all of these things in mind. Look for that demo on the big things, or look for the demo on May 4th. And then make sure you get that ticket on the 19th or the 20th and keep that ticket. That ticket is like gold. You do not want to lose the ticket. You do not want to let your dog mess up the ticket, your mom throw it in the trash. Treat it like, oh, I know how you treat it. Let's see. A semester's worth of college. That's about $5,000. You take about 5 classes in a semester. So that's $1,000. You get a 3 on this exam, you have saved yourself $1,000. You get a 5 on this exam, you got 2 credits. Now you save $2,000. That's how much this ticket is worth. So don't lose it. All right.
Mhm.
Anything else?
No.
All right. If nobody's got anything, be like an auctioneer, going once, going twice. And I'll see you guys in a week, unless you want to pop into tutoring hours either today at 3 or Tuesday at 3.
All right.
All right. Y'all take care.
You too.
All right.
You too.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yep. You're welcome.